We are back in Humankind. Unfortunately, my manual save actually didn't show up in the load screen. As you can see, there is no manual saves here for some reason. Thankfully, autosaves have saved me. So we have kept pretty much all our progress. I assume with the whatever we did in the last turn has been removed. So I was coming back towards this way, I think, to upgrade my ship. And we had absorbed these guys. So when I absorbed this place before, I didn't get any of these defending armies, which I think you're supposed to get, right? Wait, you can... Oh, Lavender can absorb that, nice. For 13,000 gold. Alright, let's try this again. I'm gonna buy the city. Yeah, we don't get the defending armies, which I think we are supposed to get. This is interesting. If we absorb the larger city into Mochi, it costs more gold than the way around. It makes sense because this is the larger city, but it ends up as one city. So either way, it doesn't really matter, right? I guess the difference with that is if that's been absorbed into this city, then if somebody conquers Seuss, they get both, but if they conquer or occupy Mochi, they only get that territory. That would be my assumption as to why it's that way around. And that would make sense. Right, absorb those two places together. Since I've loaded the game, the music has returned as well, which is nice. Because we weren't getting any music before. Although it is quite loud. So I may turn the music down a little bit. Okay. What was I doing with thieves? Oh yeah. So we now have
keep up the pace.
Our cavalry army prepared. We can make some saboteurs. Team's currently sat at 15 pop. Still want them to go up. May as well get the artisan workshop. Just to get some of these infrastructure things out of the way. Public ceremonies remain interesting to me, but not very strong, I think. Parade, it seems like the most interesting one, just to make units start with more experience. But I don't even know how much experience that is, because you can't see how close they are unless they already have one... one star of veterancy. Now... I was thinking about attacking the Babylonians, but they've become a vassal of the Persians. I wonder if you can attack the Babylonians and not attack their...
What is on your mind?
Doesn't look like you can, there's no options there. I still have demands of them. I cannot withdraw this demand still. So there seems to be a little bug when you have demands against somebody and then someone else makes them their vassal. But I can still buy from them. Also, I wanted to see if buying more stuff increases my gold per turn based on my trade route increasing things. So 2669. 2676, yeah, it goes up. So buying resources for me basically always good because it increases my trade routes. More people can buy my stuff, and I get more gold because of my special buildings, my special districts.
Why are you here?
So there's little reason to not buy everything, if possible. No paths back to my cities from this marble. How is that the case? There's no known path from this marble. Oh, because they bought it from someone else? And it's the path from wherever that marble is, maybe? I hope that's what it is, because otherwise that doesn't make any sense. No path back there. Apparently there's no path at all from their capital, so it can't be that. Is this a bug? No route from their capital to trade with me for some reason? There should be. It could have been interrupted, I suppose. But I don't see how there's no route back. We've been trading all game, and we both control this area. We're allies. So that's a little concerning. Nice. I'm going to move my cavalry forces over towards the Huns, since we're most likely going to need them against them, if anybody. Right, I'm hoping these guys get a better ship when they go into the water this time. Because they should be able to upgrade their ship from being in friendly territory, perhaps. More iron over here. More horses. How's our new city down here doing? Pretty good. 17 population. 17 population already. What the hell? This city has grown larger than Thebes. Already. How's that happened? Thebes has got 400 production. I suppose it's because I've been building units there, but that's crazy. We have a Civic's point, and we're going to gain another one soon, so we should probably use it. Unbelievers, what do you want to do here? We increase our food per turn. Sacrifice one population to increase money. Or for stability. Irreligion. Secularism or state atheism. Immune to religious grievances. This makes the foreign religions weaker. Plus 25% faith on territories under a religion's influence if territories follow state religion. All religious civics are locked and invested civic points are reimbursed. I'm confused by this. State atheism, I would assume we lose our religion, but it increases faith? Does this mean like our faith-based production, like our food from Angkor Wat, will go up or go down? I think I'm going to leave this because at some point I'm going to pick this and see what happens, just to know, and secularism. I'll probably save and then do it at some point. But not right now. Independent people, slaves, cultural blessing. These are not particularly important civics, to be honest. I don't think. I might just take war slaves. Plus I'm just on commons quarters. I'm not really building much in the way of commons quarters though. I only got a couple. We'll lose a bit of stability, but we'll get extra food. I think that's worth it. So we have slaves now, I guess. Sorry. Right, what should we research? We've almost done with this era now. More production seems like a good thing. Ooh, plus 10% science. Let's go that way. It's welcoming. We wanted to go to the next era soon. Any other styles we can get done first? Oh yeah, we can get this one done. One more turn, perhaps. 2 more turns, maybe. Get that done, and then we'll go up. Have we finished building all of the districts of that type that we want now? Luxury markets. We might want another luxury market first. Or two. These luxury markets are pretty damn strong. We can build one up here as well. I'll probably buy a couple out. Just to get them done. Before we go to the next era. Build one up here probably. The harbour's over this way, we'll build them over here, I guess. Buy that out as well. The more we build, the more, yeah, plus we money per number of trade routes. So good. I suppose if you were playing this in a multiplayer game, the question for me is, is that a harbour there? Yeah, it is. Yeah, if you're playing this in a multiplayer game, if people realised you were doing this luxury market spam, would everyone just try and remove all of their trade routes with you? Like, how viable would that be, the tactic for these people? You know? Sacrifice some population to build that. The vent is 25 pop. It's actually very high. I should probably be doing more population buyouts there. That's probably a mistake. Right, so that's all of the districts like that we can build down there. I really would want to build one, to be honest, somewhere over here. Because if we can build like a harbour on this land, if there's a lot of luxuries around here that people start buying, presumably those luxuries will all go through that district. Right? But it's going to take me too many turns to get over here. I would like to do it though, if possible. Let's build another one of these. Not as worth over this way, looks like. That's our farming districts. Farms and markets do like each other, so I don't feel too bad about putting them near each other. I'll go here, I guess. Drop a pop down there to build that. Guess we'll drop a pop here as well. And one here. Right, money per turn is up to 3,000. I guess I'll build some palisades and stuff down here in case we do end up with war with the Huns at any point. Or the Mongols now, aren't they? Sus is still building another one. 2 turns, and then it's done. I could sack a pop. What's its population limit? 10 more. Don't really need to, because I can only build that one. I can't build another one after that, so that's probably fine. Ah yes, our cog is going around near the Babylonians. Guess I'll just chill out near the Babylonians with this guy. For a little bit, head down that way. How are we with the Scythians? Any resources? Yeah, we're getting porcelain and copper from them. Is this a new tribe? World tradition. Lead and mercury both here. Let's give them some gold, start getting some influence with these guys, in case we want to get their resources. Plus we might be able to absorb both of these two tribes at some point, although our influence isn't quite down there yet, although it is getting close. The entire world are Ganian. Can't click on my city for some reason. Oh, there we go. Another as the star. Population gain. Trade routes blocked. More grievances. Grievance has been forgiven. Stole my natural wonder.
Wondering if you're a partner or an impediment.
That wasn't me. Oh, it was my vassal. My vassal stole their natural wonder, as they put it. Oh, look how pretty this is, though. It's gorgeous. Giant city I have. Right, anyway. Stability's looking good here for once. Still not a reason to build river improvements in the city. Improve our science a bit. Get some jousting, make our units a bit cheaper as well. We aren't able to build chariots anymore. They've been replaced by crossbows, fun fact. One more unit of cavalry here. I'll send them over the same direction. Right, let's see what kind of ship these guys get to now they go into the river.
Everybody on board.
Is it the same kind? Still in 2 movement points, so I'm assuming it's the same kind of ship they're in. And if I send this guy over here, he should be able to upgrade, right? So if I wanted to get over here and build 7 turns to get there, who knows how long to actually build the outpost. I think we can't build the trading things there unless we transcended and stayed as these people, which we could do, but maybe I will do that. Let's increase the stability here a bit.
What do you want now?
They don't seem very friendly, even though they are appeasing. Whenever I speak to him, he's like, "What do you want?" We're like, "We're allies, dude. Come on. Why so rude?"
So tell me, how are you today?
Hittites are quite needy. Another empire is attacking them. Whom? They're not at war. They must just be getting, like, attacked regularly. Oh, I should buy some more of their stuff, though. And hope that doesn't get interrupted. Let's buy all the tea. Fortunately, these don't stack. These aren't stacking things. I would appreciate some more iron and some more copper. I already have that. Shall I buy their porcelain? Okay, this gold per turn go up. Woo! course, the problem with this is if you buy, like, spend loads of money on resources, buying resources like this, and then the trade routes get interrupted and cancelled, you're not reimbursed for that cost. So if you haven't made the money back by increasing your gold per turn by the time they get interrupted, which does take a while, then it's not really worth it. Right, how are we doing here? Cooper turns high, 15 pop. Don't need any more farms for a little while then, I expect. 1 science per population, that seems worthwhile. Where's the stone walls? We should probably build those as well. Guess stone walls up down here. A new Civic. The human animal. What's the most important obligation of your citizens? Fundamental values. Public security or public happiness? Health, family infrastructure, industry cost. What? Health family infrastructure. I wonder what's in the health family. Makes them half price, or entertainment industry. It doesn't help I don't know what's in these two types, unfortunately. So I'll hold off on choosing. Don't really need more industrial production either. Fundamental values. It's quite an early Civic that I just kind of missed for a while. Independent Civic isn't very important for me anymore because I've got so much gold that modifying the cost of their stuff by 20% is basically worthless. The Civic's point is better spent on other things, I suspect. Fundamental values, the health, family, infrastructure, security, or entertainment. I mean, there are some obvious ones like theatre would be. Oh, his family's entertainment. Oh, it says it right there. Family, entertainment. So let's have a look. Sea trades, lumbering, workplace, walls, taxation. Oh, so there's literally only one for each family. And they level up to the next one. So it's theatres, entertainment, or where's security? It's just walls. No, that's walls. Public hygiene. What's the public security one then? There's a bit of a glitch when you switch from completed to constructions. We have to click on view any constructible to get them to view again. We'll do that. So a slight UI glitch there. Yeah, I guess I'll leave it as is for now. I'm going to combine these two once I've got the tech that allows me to. Right, so shall we... Well, let's just finish building this, and then we'll go up to the next era, since there's no way we can get any more stars here. I might transcend and stay as the same people, to be honest, or build some other trading one that I can use over there. Just to see if I can get a huge amount of money from exploiting resources on the other continent. Which could be interesting. Guys have any resources? We can tell. I'll put some influence in there. Little reason not to be honest. Look at the Hunnic hordes just hanging around. He is a militarist. Or, she's a militarist. Yeah, there's a bit of a glitch with the the streaming avatars. Because I launched the game with Vlad, and it's turned into a... Is it Lamadia? But it's still called Vlad. It's quite funny. We're still considered much more powerful than them, so I'm not too scared, I suppose. Of their large army. Ooh, gold is expensive. I will buy the copper they have, because I get production per copper. And the horses are cheap. May as well buy them to increase our gold per turn. Alchemy researched. Apothecary. And Alchemist Workshop. 10% science. That's such a nice one. Definitely be building that here immediately. Alchemist Workshop. Woo! 2,000 gold to buy that as well. Little reason not to, let's be honest. Big increase in science. Add another Maker's District, why not? And the Great Pyramid, that's on 600 science, not quite as high. So this isn't quite as valuable here. I'll build the Tawny Fields first. Actually, I'm on 29 pop out of 56, so the Great Pyramid can have a very high pop, so I'll let it continue to grow. It's only on 71 food per turn now, it's struggling a bit more. Can't combine these two until I get that tech for it. I'll get it next.
Patrolling as ordered.
There's too many per traders, quite a good one. That's 10% science, not that important in the Venter to be honest, but... Food is high, industry is high, we just gotta wait for our city to grow basically. To make more use out of that. Build some more science districts, I guess. Can also build merchants districts down here. So I'll give him a couple turns of things to do. Right, move them here. Can I upgrade it here? Upgrade to cog. And I can go back. Nice. Make things a little bit simpler. The slow movement speed of transport ships is a real pain. It takes a long time to get these guys across the ocean. I wonder if there's any way to make it faster. Like, if we put this ship into the cog, will it make the cog slower, or will it speed up the... Because normally I would say it slows them down, right? But... maybe it'll treat it more like, like they've been put on top of the cog. Probably not. Best naval transport to unlock so far, so I need to unlock a better naval transport, basically. I'll try and combine it with the cog and see if they just are considered to be on the cog rather than on a transport ship and therefore be faster. If so, that's pretty handy. Hunnic hordes. 26 strength they've got. Same as my Egyptian archers. Oh! Hunnic hordes gather food through fighting and ransacking in order to multiply. That's cool. So they keep that power from the nomadic phase at the start. Makes a lot of sense, but I really like that. That makes me want to play aggressively as the Huns, to be honest. I'd love playing stuff like that. Oh, I finished the... yeah, so let's go up to the next era. So we could transcend, we haven't done that yet. Which will let us build even more luxury markets on the new world. But that's all it really gives us. There's also the Dutch and the Venetians, see what they do. Also merchants. +2 money per traders on all cities. On all cities? Oh, okay, no, okay, so it just... Traders get +2 money, basically. Again, I keep making this mistake. I thought it meant every trader on every city gets +2 money for every guy who's on the traders in every city. So it wouldn't be +2 per pop per trader. It would be like +50 per pop on for each guy working on trade, which would be obscene. +30 money per adjacent harbour. You can only build one harbour though, so that's interestingly named. Unless I guess you have it next to two harbours next to each other on a different territory. Which I guess. Also the flute. Oh, it's a naval transport. Oh, with 4 movement. You do need to research 3 mastered ships though, so maybe that's not actually that useful. The Venetians, also traders, but they're more an influence rather than gold, it looks like. +1 influence per number of traders, that's pretty big for me. Let's just build the Galleus, which is a naval artillery. Gun platform, no special rules. What? Much higher combat strength in coastal waters, so that's like a Mediterranean fight battleship. Makes sense. These are probably all of the merchants here. Got the Haudenosaunee. Obviously farmers. Don't really need more farming. Ah. How do you pronounce that? Joseon? Don't know. Turtle ships. So this must be Korea. A particular version of Korea. C1, yeah. So there's science. Water-based science. Ming! They're all about influence. The Mughals. Ottomans. Expansionist. The Polish. Spanish would be appropriate, given we're about to arrive in the New World. Honor and glory. So good at attacking. +1 faith per population. That would do quite a lot for us, to be honest. I'm thinking we either play as the Dutch, or we transcend for extra faith. And so I could try out that thing. The problem with transcending is you don't build up a bunch of traits like this. That's the thing. That's probably the main disadvantage of transcending. Obviously you don't get a new unique unit, but I think the trait might be generally more useful. Obviously you also don't get the new special districts either. Do we want even more money, or do we transcend? An additional fame boost. I'm going to try transcending just to see how much we get. And so I can build more luxury markets. Like I said, the luxury markets are about, in a good trade spot, were like 70 gold. The Dutch thing is 30 per adjacent harbour, which if you did it perfectly could be 60 gold right there. Plus whatever you're getting from stock, wisdom, and the warehouse on the regular pop. So I would get a lot more money if I switched to Dutch. I'm going to transcend to see how much fame we get. I will save first. can't, I can't see the buttons. Hover them. Okay. They should probably make it so you can move these tutorial things around or something. Because I know you could click on the close the tutorial, but it means it'll cancel any future tutorials related to the same thing, so I don't know if I want to click that just in case. There are more information about it later.
Geography, cartography, algebra, optics, astronomy. It's a time of discovery and exploration. But discoveries are not made solely by traders and adventurers. Those who explore with ships and caravans would go in circles without those who explore with pens and parchment.
Oh, look at our walls changing. If we were the Dutch now with the Egyptian, like, temple at the center of our city, it would look very strange. Harappa's stealing our people again.
I'm pleased to see you.
They're still oppressing the faithful. I wonder if before the end of the game we should just declare war on everybody and take all of their land. Probably the best way to get more faith. More fame, rather. We've stuck as the same, same culture. Should we build this here? Or should we build more markets? Just need 11. Let's build one of these. It's only a bit more influence, but we don't actually have that much, so. Plus the stability is nice. What we really need to unlock is the flute. There's 3 mastered ships. So here's the question. If I keep this this guy moving this way, he gets there in 5 turns. If I made him wait until we had 3 mastered ships somewhere, I'm gonna get up faster. It would take me 3 turns for 3 mastered ships. Increases the naval cap. Colony plan. Built-in infrastructure effects. Plus 5 food per horses. Plus 5 industry per copper. That'll have giant industry then. 35 fortification. Look at this. I like these colony plan things. That's very cool. I'm going to switch off heavy infantry for 3 mastered ships, I think. Get that as fast as we can. So we're currently in the early modern era. The interesting thing about it being called the early modern era is that it feels like the Enlightenment rather than the actual early modern. Right, we should have a special thing, right? Where do we see that? We have a special trait. Where do we see our trait? Can we see our special trait? I wonder how much fame we're going to get extra. Like, the numbers here might be higher, but I don't know exactly how much higher they are. Oh, here it is. Oh! It's there! I found it! These are our traits that we've kept throughout the ages. So we have plus 10% additional fame, gain bonus multiplier. If you transcend in the earlier game, you would have more fame throughout the entire game, but obviously have the disadvantage of not having a different culture. It's an interesting setup. 10% isn't a whole lot. If you did it twice, would you have 20% or would you have... like, is it additive or multiplicative? Not certain, but it's 100 fame now. I think before, yeah. So before we can see here, I'm assuming it's the same across eras. Oh, maybe it's not quite the same across eras. This is 64 fame for the first star in the classical era. I can't check for ancient. 70 fame for the military star in this medieval era, and now it's 100 for all of them. Where it might have been, I don't know, a bit less. Or is it always 100 and when I get the bonus it'll actually be plus 110? We'll see, we'll see. So we have to kill stuff for that, which is not likely to happen. Expand. Get more influence. Build more stuff. Get a higher pop. Does the amount you require set by the age or set as a result of how much you had before? That's what I want to know. Looks like it's set by era, which I think is much better. We can get to one more era in this demo, which is nice. Right, let's move forward. So 3 turns will have the mastered ships, so it might be worth. I don't know. So it might be worth landing on like this bit of land here, but that takes a turn to get on and a turn to get off. So I don't think we'll actually be saving us any time if we did that. Let's see what happens if we combine these two though. Still only have 2 movement. Yeah. No surprise there. I can now see that I have access to saltpeter though, once I have the research. Although a lot of this apparently isn't saltpeter. A lot of the mystery resources. That one is. Presumably everyone will want to be buying up that. Wait, what? Babylonians have reached the ancient era with the Babylonians? That can't be right. They stole my independent people. This is the Achaemenid Persians. Apparently I've stopped a bunch of their trade, so if I start demanding stuff, they'll start doing the same. Oh, it's the Scythians! They stole some of my trade by doing that. That is uncool. Let's put more gold into these guys, try and get their resources more quickly. Alright, so let's look at the Babylonians, because that looks like a bug to me.
So nice to hear.
Medieval era, yeah. So they reached the ancient era, where they went from the classical to the medieval. Bit of a mistake. Okay, so they're going to take ages to get across, so I'll send the ship elsewhere. Now we can start acquiring some of these, which is good. Probably no one can buy it because there's no harbour right now, so we should build that. Now people can buy it? That's my assumption anyway. Don't think I want to turn that into a city. Just an outpost for resources. Poison apples? Banning a particular red fruit that are related to the nightshade family. Isn't that tomatoes? You might be unenlightened, but the wealthy of Levent will be free to focus on the capitalist endeavours. Well, we do like capitalism in our land. We can outlaw the tomato, or the poison apple. It gives parsimonious. I'm not sure what that means, but it's a cool word. Plus 35 money in science, which is nice, but it's not actually that much at this point in the game. Dismiss or research. Plus 25 science for 10 turns. High chance of good consequences. I want to have the good consequences. This also moves us into plus 10% progress, so we'll do this. Our science goes from 29996.6, which is a pretty excellent number, to 3159.2, much better. 2 turns for mastered ships. I was already done it 1 turn this way. Oh, look! My Teutonic vassals have expanded all the way across around the Harapans now.
Greetings from me and my people.
They still consider themselves my vassals. I don't know how easy it is for them to try and become free. How much pressure I need to exert to the military forces I need to keep nearby. I'm not certain about all this. We made sort of medieval armies, but never really needed them. I can probably convert these chariots to other things now, to be honest. Now that I've got other cavalry in the neighbourhood. Although it was quite nice having mounted archers, to be fair. We'll station our armies here. So we can unlock a new wonder, I believe. Yeah, so now we've got Topkapi Palace, St. Basil's Cathedral, Machu Picchu, and the Taj Mahal. Which one's best for us? Just more, even more faith. Plus 50% money on settled city. On any city that you've settled? Or just this one in particular? Redistribute 50% of the food to all cities. That's fascinating. So if you had one particular massive breadbasket city, you could combine the food across the whole place. Which Thebes sort of is. Because of Angkor Wat. But I don't really feel the need to distribute its farmland. I guess it only has 2 provinces, but there's still plenty of room for more districts here. And it's not even, like, the highest population. Because I make my armies here. I'm tempted with the Taj Mahal, though. Plus 50% money, it just generates another 500 money. And then more later on. I think we're going to build the Taj Mahal. Extra 100 faith as well. Oh, 3,500 influence. Quite expensive. 13 turns to build it. Woo! I can't sack population here either, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, oh, yay. It has to be on a river, doesn't it? We'll lose 7 food there. This might be a better spot for it. Or over here. Yeah. Put it there. 13 turns to build, but we can have other people help, and maybe the Great Pyramid can sack population for it. Yeah, you can. So you can sack population at a different spot. Great Pyramid has only got 59 food per turn, so I'll sack 10 pop here for Taj Mahal. Check out the gold. Taj Mahal completed. Down to 20 pop again on the Great Pyramid. But more food from Angkor Wat. And plus 50%. Right, hold on. This should be high, shouldn't it? Or is it not counted yet? On settled city. Does that mean new cities I build and not this one? Maybe it just means new cities. I guess that's still useful because we're about to settle a bunch over here. Or one at least. Probably two. We are still merchant focused, so we need more of this gold. Purchase more of my lead. Achaemenid Persians known as merchants. I still don't know how you get badges, or if it's even possible for the human player to get badges. Is this just an AI thing?
How you doing, friend?
I don't know. The more of these resources I buy, the more gold per turn I get. Wait till it gets us closer to the merchant stars.
Taking the beat.
And we need more districts for the builder stars. Can never have too many. I think we need more farms, to be honest. Well, Maker's districts over here do a lot, though. A couple more over here. Peace Pop continues to grow very quickly. Build the tourney grounds here as well. So, troops in the future will be easier to build more quickly. We can still another luxury market over here, not bad. 15 more food for building that, that's good. Nice, build a star. How close are we to landing now? 2 more turns? Yeah, 2 more turns and we can land over here. I hope this is the actual land mass and not another island. Wait, I shouldn't be researching heavy infantry. Or did it do them both? Oh, we did them both, okay. Settler. Creates a city with some industry and 3 population as well as infrastructure from medieval era and earlier. Oh, wow. So if you settle stuff with a settler, you just start with more stuff on a city. That's cool. I like how they're encouraging people to settle more later in the game as well, because in Civ in particular, past the early stages of the game, Civ 5 this is mainly, there's very little incentive to continue settling. There are some techs you can get to make cities start with 5 pop, but that's about it. Settle also immediately makes a city, not an outpost, which is cool. Has an upkeep of 10 gold though. The caravel ignores any penalties. Naval transport. Three movement speed. So playing as the Dutch for the flute would actually give you an extra movement speed on your infantry being transported, which is pretty big. +1 city cap. And we have a new civics point. Right, 200 food here, 18 pop. Saltpeter over there. Get a couple more merchants districts down. Help out this harbour. Headbanging history. We come up with a great story. Sadly, it begins with the death of one of the Empire's most beloved statesmen. The Lord's son, who's inherited his father's mantle, is begging for you to silence the truth. And promote a story that he died while hunting a great beast. In this era, it's a bit weird for anyone to be hunting great beasts, I gotta be honest with you. But I guess people still do it today. But it's seen as remarkably less noble. Even if his death is quite stupid, it is the truth. History should know. So collectivism or towards homeland. I think we should go towards revelation and concealment. It doesn't actually affect us too much in the geopolitical axes. Right, let's get gunpowder warfare, I think. So we can start selling our saltpeter. Look at this, though. Chartered companies is a pretty gigantic boost to our money and science. Ooh. Plus 2 money on outposts as well. Chartered. Oh, movable typeface. There's a thing for being the first one to get that, isn't there? Do I go for that first? I wanted gunpowder, didn't I? These are all great unlocks. Naval artillery requires saltpeter. Gun platform. The ship is both military and transport roles. So does the Carrack work as a transport as well? It has 6 movement speed. It's way faster. Or does that not work as a unit transport? I'll go for gunpowder just to get saltpeter first. But all of these techs are great. I want all of them immediately. I believe the demo ends on turn 150, if I recall. So we haven't got that long to try and research all the things we want to research, try and get as much fame as possible. I mean, the AI is not catching up, obviously, in fame, but I want to maximize, see if we can get to 10,000. If it's possible. What other deeds are there available still? Wrong bit. Spread your influence throughout the entire continent. We're actually pretty close to that. But I don't know if you have to affect everyone on the continent or every territory, which is much harder because some territories haven't been claimed yet. Conquer each continent? That's not about to happen. Smorgasbord might. I'm not certain. Map each continent? We're quite far from mapping the other continents. Other people have done these ones. Close to that. Set foot on an uninhabited continent. I think we're about to do that. Circumnavigate the world. And discover the whole world. Well. Oh! We found Halong Bay! 50 faith. Nice. What do we get for controlling it? Plus 10 money on city or outpost, plus 5 influence. Most of them seem to do the same thing. I don't know if this ship is really fast enough to circumnavigate the world, to be honest. We have to find the way around as well. Obviously we can go along this way at some point, but... Oh, no. I was pressed yes there. How's our influence doing? We're definitely going to convert everybody in the game. Except for this place. So this place is being influenced not at all. Which is why it's got 100%. Is that because it has no trade routes going through it? If that's the case, that'll be why that'll actually be problematic for converting places. For some reason that's green, but has no thingy over it. Ah, these islands. These islands have no influence affecting them because there's no trade, I think. If I buy this coffee... Can I buy this coffee? No, it don't. Oh no, because they're my vassal, I can't trade with them. I get that resource for free. That also means I can't send a trade route there.
You look different. Haircut?
Do I have coffee here? What does it look like? Oh, there is coffee. I do have coffee. I've got one coffee. I think that's right, yeah. Wonderful. Halo Bay's been... Oh. Have they all discovered it now? Oh, I'm sharing my vision with them, aren't I? With all three of them. That's interesting. I might encourage you not to share vision with people so they don't get your advantages. Gotta keep that in mind. Worth buying any of their resources, I wonder? Buy some of their saffron, perhaps? Papyrus? Ah, plus 5 stability per papyrus. Definitely buy that. Plus, I don't have any of that. Oh, and we can buy some more copper for more production. From the forges in my cities. Let's get that for traders. Get that for researchers. And let's continue to improve our science over this way. Build some more infrastructure. Lovely science districts up there. I wonder what that last resource is. I have to get to the last era to unlock that, to find out. Oh, that's interesting. To build a colony, you actually, or a colony model, colony plan rather, which starts with more stuff, you actually need saltpeter. Which thankfully, and 3 copper, 2 iron, I have all of these things. Terra Incognita. Interestingly, it's still 150 faith. So even if you ascend with this, transcend, you do not get 10% more faith from deeds, or if you do, it doesn't show. Which could be good or bad. See, the good thing about it is that it doesn't therefore encourage you to try not to complete a deed until the next era when you transcend. You just do it as soon as you can. And I think I prefer that. Obviously, the disadvantage is this is a slight... I wouldn't say nerf, because it's not a change. It's just, it's a weak part of transcending. Right, I'll build a colony here as soon as I can. 1 ton of gunpowder, so we'll have saltpeter in a sec. And in fact, so will the rest of the world, since I'll be trading it with them. There's some more up here as well. So we actually have 3 saltpeter. Oh. I think I have to wait here for 1 turn. Maya haven't reached the classical era. Again, I think that's a mistake. They're already in the classical era. I think.
I have a proposition for you. I think you'll like it.
They annexed another one of my independent allies. Oh! Game will end in 25 turns. Yeah, turn 150. Achaemenids are getting a little strong. Don't want to share maps. I don't want to do that.
Your proposal is too much of a ball and chain on my ambitions.
I'm trading a lot.
Very well.
With them. Two turns until they lose all these grievances, which I quite like. 3 turns until they lose the Stolgrit Barrier Reef. I may end up at war with these Persians. They are quite powerful. But I can try and have some big world war to end the game, perhaps. That could be fun. So since we haven't even seen what it looks like to use these higher tech units yet. Build the watchtower for free, may as well. God, the Makers District over here, it's just so much production. It's crazy how much production is there. Up to 640 production on this place. Even the Great Pyramid isn't that high. Let's improve our traders. Right. Oh, we can upgrade them to great swords. Nice. Okay, I want to claim territory as fast as I can. Even though we'll probably move it. Three turns to put that down. Let's investigate curiosity. Carcasses. It's a cog, so he can go through this and not get destroyed. Right, let's get our saltpeter up. See if anyone buys it. I don't know if they can buy it yet, actually, because they're not in the right era. Oh, we've got some more over here. We actually have quite a lot of saltpeter. Is that in our capital, basically? Yeah. Capital is 2 saltpeter mines. We've got more saltpeter than we have iron. Because we also have some here. Wonderful. Got this Hunnic horseman just hiding out here. Got a swordsman here as well. These vassals of mine have got larger forces finally here as well. Maybe I should make some more troops, just in case. Technologically speaking, we're still quite far above them. Oh, we can build arquebusiers now. Let's upgrade our military. Swords and guns. They're going to struggle against swords and guns with spears and a lack of armor. I want to see how these gunners type units work, because the crossbows are gunners as well. And they're quite interesting because they have a limited vision range, as it were. They have to be able to see their targets. UI there is a little awkward, I've got to say. Because you have to close that to find the second row of units. Right, oh god, siege cannons as well. Mortars. Heavy weapon. Can destroy fortified tiles but cannot retaliate when attacked. Must have line of sight. So, we wouldn't necessarily need to build siege equipment if we've got a mortar. So many options, so many options. 25 experience on creating units per iron. That's powerful. We'll go for movable typeface for the science and for the fame boost. This will be our first colony over here. We have 2 cities that we're allowed to make. Can we circumnavigate the globe before the end of the game? It'd be quite difficult, to be honest. The mapping one's going to be completely impossible. Oh look, settlers cost you 3 pop. Makes sense. Is this land down here as well? Perhaps we should build a settler and send them across the river, across the sea this way. That'd be a much faster way of getting to land. Let's give it a go. Where's my settler? Units, here it is. 4 turns to build it. Or 2,000 gold, let's just spend the gold. You can't sack population to build settlers, which makes sense. Be a little weird if you could. And increase our food per turn again to make up for that, I guess. No rivers in this place, so I can't use fishing. Plus 10% science. Build some more infrastructure here. What's Laventa doing? Up to 31 pop here. So 43. Keep building some more districts, I think. Gotta get that builder stars. Why does it suggest over here that the production over here is much higher? Sometimes I suggest you build the thing here is super dumb. Alright, let's continue to explore west.
Eyes forward.
See if we made a good choice by settling in this province. Here a star. A grievance.
If you seek the greater good, then I would know you better.
We've lost the one for them pressing my people. Why is that? They're going to lose their trading ones. Oh, hold on. The Babylonians have them now or something. Is that why? Found city. Wait, hold on. Can any army do that? No. Okay. Just settlers. Okay, let's get out onto the water and see if we have a faster ship now. Can't check. We're gonna have to close that tutorial. 3 movement now. So it's still not, you know, the most speedy thing in the world. I can see why the Lighthouse of Alexandria is very useful, because that 1 extra movement, to be honest, is a lot. Compared to what you start with.
Setting sail. Move.
Porcelain, more gold.
Go this way.
Oh, I could have upgraded them. Whoops. Oh well. Wouldn't improve their movement, so. More population was stolen. Very rude. Not terribly concerned about my defences, to be honest, given I have gunpowder units. If I want to go to war with someone, I don't have very long to prepare for it, to be honest. We are a little limited in that way. But a couple more makers districts, I think. Right, another air star there. Gonna struggle to get some more of these. That one's no problem, of course. The food production in Sus. The Persians are going to lose their thing. No. Our religion is actually struggling to expand any more than it already has. The control of these islands is problematic. AI has lots of small armies all over the place. There's the movable typeface and the scientist stars. I have another civics point. I've got 3 now, but a lot of these aren't that useful. I don't really want to move back towards multiculturalism, that's the problem there. Let's enact this, just to have done it. I don't need more slots still. There's a lot of civics I haven't actually unlocked still. which is quite interesting. Plenty of other things one can do. Right, we can now convert this. If I do that, can I buy it? No, it just takes 8 turns. Quite long, given how long we've got left. You can buy these though, which might speed it up. No. Alas. Okay, let's get a harbour down. And go colony plan. Look up here. Vast new world for us to enjoy. Oh, okay. How large is this continent? It's gigantic.
It has been too long, friend.
Oh! Loads more copper I could be buying for more, more production on stuff. I should have all of this. I can, for some reason I can't buy any of these. Because there's no route. But I can buy this one. I do not understand this. Oh. You cannot afford to buy a trade license for this resource deposit. How can I not afford to? I've got 5,400 money. Okay. It seems to be a little glitchy, some of these things. It's a little unclear as to why I can or can't buy some of these. This one's suspended. Okay, whatever. Go for chartered companies, and then we'll start preparing stuff for some final attack we might be able to make with the 20 turns of the game we'll have left. Might not be able to. Ah. Ah, they're now buying saltpeter. We are allied. We have the English as vassals now. Right, what's up this way?
Let's go.
We should probably be building more outposts actually. Don't know what I'm playing at. Should have put one in there as well. Keep exploring. Plus 2 science and research quarter. Expensive to buy that immediately, but we're running out of time. Build a painting house as well. Build a university and painting house. I suppose one advantage of merging cities like if I merged the Great Pyramid and Thebes, is the faith like income advantage that Angkor Wat gets, for example, will take into account the faith generation of both provinces, not just Thebes. And infrastructure that one city has, they'll both have. I wonder if it combines, like if Great Pyramid has infrastructure Thebes doesn't have, but Thebes becomes the parent city. Do you have to build them again, or does Thebes keep it? That's the other interesting thing about merging cities. I suspect Thebes would have to build it again. Only 5,000 more fame to reach our goal. Oh, 500 fame. 600 fame, not 5,000. 6 turns to build a colony here. So many. There's chartered companies, better buy some of this. Next, my saltpeter was purchased.
Seeing you always brings a smile to my face.
You can demand the Byzantines give me more of their stuff. Gemstones here. I'm gonna put it... I kind of want to put it up here, but that takes several turns to get over there. So I'm just gonna put it down here to claim the territory. We can move it later. I hope this isn't an alcove, and we can go through here.
All hands to station.
So I'm actually tempted to attack the Mongols if I have enough reasons, because they have a lot of units which I can just kill for the military stars, and because there's not much time left in the game, doing like a naval invasion across the water, which would be very cool to fight the Babylonians and Persians, would probably take too many turns. But the Mongols are right here. They'd be quite easy to fight. And I can try out my camels as well. So let's
Where
check.
have you been?
We have no grievances, so that's not happening. But we have many grievances with the Persians, so I guess we'll have to try.
So tell me, how are you today?
Their war support is quite a lot higher, but I have lots of options. Now, unfortunately, we can't claim much territory. We can claim this place, which isn't very good. We can claim this place. We can demand they change their religion. We've taken various tribesmen, which I can complain about. Their forces are immortals, mostly. We have the harbour over here, right? It's quite small, this harbour. It's quite hard to tell what kind of harbour it is. I guess it's because I built it earlier in the game, maybe? If a harbour's built later on, look a bit more impressive, perhaps? I hope. Yeah, sort of. We're in the early modern era, where these are the types of units you get. How strong are his forces? 30 strength. Babylonians have got swordsmen, they're not a threat. Right, let's get armories down, see what kind of experience our units can spawn with, and then we'll have to, I need help with this as well. Look at all this stuff though, like, all this useful stuff, like siege weaponry as well. I want to use these gun platforms, see what the hell that is. So we'll get furnace steel, build the armories, start producing more troops out of Thebes and the Great Pyramid. I'm going to try and get my allies up here involved as well. See if we can, that'd be fun. So they can hit the north flank of the Babylonian-Persian alliance. And we'll attempt to cross the sea in 20 turns. Probably can't end the war, but we're about to get a few good fights to try out these gunners. And hopefully the siege weaponry. Meanwhile, we'll keep heading this way. We need to kill about 15 units just for the first star here. Oh, that's interesting. 99 fame. It was 100. It seems to have gone down because we have other stars? I don't know. For some reason everything's worth 1 less fame. Interesting. You require a lot of gold for merchant stars, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm gonna get there. 4,000, 4,500 per turn, but... I don't know if we're gonna get to the next era. Right, let's get this cog up to our land in case I can upgrade it before the fight. Highway robbery. Merchants are being attacked by notorious gangs and traders seek your aid. What is your decree? Guard. Hunt. We could do hunt. High chance for good consequences. We could enlist. But it spawns an army of 0. Doesn't quite work. So if we can't fight the Huns with their, frankly, gigantic army, I should probably bring these arquebusiers over here to make the invasion a bit steadier. I kind of want to use camels, but I think I have to leave them over here in case the Huns do something. Or Mongols, I guess. Before the end. It takes so many turns just to relocate my forces over this way, though. They're so slow. There are roads as well. They're just not helping very much. In Endless Legends at this point, your armies can move like, I don't know, 12 tiles per turn. But then I guess this feels later game because the demo ends in 150, but this is the Enlightenment period, so it's not like the end tech. I don't know. 10 turns to build this one here. This might have been a mistake. So the more production where you place the outpost, the faster it builds. That's important to keep in mind. There's the armory. We'll buy that out immediately. Start producing troops. Right, can we get across this ocean? I'm not certain. I'll wait here for one turn. We're taking damage because we're in the deep water here.
All hands to station.
Does it heal a bit? Looks like it might heal a bit. Looks like this isn't attached to this continent. At least not here. Ooh. Not that far of circumnavigating. We might be able to do it before the end. Get more traders here. More traders down here. Juicy fruits. Poison apple number 2. Our scientists have led to a life-saving discovery. The reason they were dying is not the exotic fruit, but the pewter plates with which they ate. The juices of the acidic fruit will react with the tableware and release toxic lead from the plate. So now we can enjoy it, just don't eat it on pewter plates. Lovely. Finish this printing house. Let's get the armory down. Build that immediately, please. Printing house as well. Armory immediately. Let's start producing troops. So we've got more arquebusiers coming across. We're going to need some more knights. Need some more cavalry for the fight. We'll need more cavalry, some more swordsmen, and then some more arquebusiers, I guess. And then we'll build naval artillery, get the Carrack out. I'm wondering if the 6 movement will come in handy for my units as well, because that's a lot more movement than our current ships. So, if they are used for transport as well, that'll make invasion across the ocean a lot faster. Right, I should start pressuring them as well, actually. We'll save quickly. And then,
Perhaps we have some common ground.
right. What are we currently trading with them? They're buying some of my things? They're actually not buying too much. I'm importing more than they're selling. Right, let's demand that you give me Warren.
You must pay for your treachery in soil!
Immediately they have demanded I convert to their religion. The Maya feel differently about us now as well, interestingly. How does that affect the Maya? Reverential. The Maya are reverential towards us. No, the Empire's attacking them. They're being attacked by the Persians. Perhaps we should propose an alliance with the Maya. Buy that resource as well. Okay, so back to the Persians. a demand we convert to their religion. I will demand more things from them. What's happened? Did they accept? Destroy trade route. They accepted 4 demands. If I knew I could just demand stuff from them, I would have done this sooner. Goodness. But I'm not done. We got to demand they have a pyramid scheme as well. See if they will agree to that one.
Peace is the greatest gift I can grant my people.
Still reverential to me they are. Okay, so now we have these Mayans on our side. In case of some war. So they gave us... Oh, they're cities. I don't really want them as cities, to be honest with you. Scythian Neapolis and this place. Both cities. I'll probably end up liberating both of these. Or at least one. I can use them for now. This gets us kind of close to expansionist, I expect. Yeah, 1922. Not the best cities in the world, these. It must be said. If I buy a unit here, though, cavalry unit, ideally, they can settle outposts on these 2 provinces and attach it to the city to improve it a bit. And I can do the same here. I can actually annex these guys. I don't really want to. So we'll put a camel unit here too. And we'll build 2 more outposts in there and there. Attach them both, that might give us the expansion star. When it's time to build a city down here, we'll liberate some of those we've bought and turn this place into a bigger city. They're still going along, that is. When that finishes, is that counted as the 7th already, or is that going to be 8 out of 7 and I have to, like, liberate something? That's the question. Can we upgrade here? You can upgrade even if the outpost has just been started and hasn't been finished, interestingly. So we will. If you manage to get into a colony like this first, into a continent like this first, you can just claim the whole thing. It's crazy. I'm going to assume they're not going to yield to my,
This proposition should be in all our best interests.
grievances we could offer the Maya.
Perhaps we have some common ground.
They've demanded more stuff. But we can now demand this too. To increase have our war support continue to go up. For ours to go up, we need to have more demands than they have, I believe. What they could do, and what they probably should do...
What's a little parcel of land between friends?
You endanger everything.
Is, accept this one, because that's just gold. Give us the gold, and that gives parity on the demands, so my war support doesn't go up. their war support will be higher than mine, making an invasion quite difficult. Possible, but not very easy. Oh shit, I hope we can make it across.
On the lookout.
Getting there. One turn for naval artillery. Get this ship up to our harbour. Found an outpost over here. And then up there. Hopefully that's not considered close enough to them for them to complain about it. It actually does convert to their culture. Although that might change pretty quickly. It's not being affected by my culture right now. So much infrastructure required in these cities. Venture's up to 34 population, so 46. Ooh, this one builds quickly. And it's adjacent, so let's head over this way. I'll put it here so it builds faster. Gotta keep moving. Uh-oh! Are they gonna come down here? If they do, we're in some serious we're in some serious danger if they decide to land over here. Why would they come over here? Like, they were all the way up here. What the hell? Yeah, they were all the way up there, and they've decided to come down this way. They heard I was colonizing, and they were like, no, 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 no. Oh, whoops. Oh, oh no! It's only 2 turns from being finished. We'll have to head back up, see if we can get there in time to help. Hope this 1 unit of higher tech can fight 4 units of lower tech, which maybe. Oh no. Also, I've not been keeping great track of my stability here, foolishly. Oh god, it's actually not even good enough. Let's build a... 25 stability there. Lose some food, worthwhile. We'll buy it out. Haven't got time to be worrying too much about that. 100%, that's much better. Okay. Back on track. I've got 2 swords, 2 knights. What tech level are they at? What veterancy? So they start with 1 veterancy and almost 2 veterancy with the amount of iron we've got. Ooh. Takes many turns to build these arquebusiers. And a 15 pop here. Most of my food here doesn't even come from from there, so I'll move more into industry, I think. One more night. Build another arquebusier. Don't have long. Oh, we can upgrade it. Nice.
Make full sail.
We'll build this here.
Keep up the pace.
Mongols forgave that grievance. Is that adjacent to them? Interesting they consider that adjacent to them. Oh, they demand I give them...
I will listen to you if I must,
So my
but
walls
know
will
that
not go
I
up.
resent it.
No, it won't. Okay, so we actually are not in a great position in terms of war support to take a war, but we're going to do it anyway. Shame I can't upgrade this guy now because he would gain more movement speed. Which would be quite helpful, given our current situation. Let's build siege cannons. If that gets finished, I could just buy a unit out. But they're going to start ransacking it before then, or something. Ah, yes, that's settlers. Have they changed the movement points? No.
Make full sail.
No surprise there. But they've made it. If I liberate these, I can change their demands. Can't I? It'll become I owe them money rather than give them the place. And I can just do that, give them the money. Which will cause our war score to go back up again. Or our war eagerness, I guess I should say. Ransacking, yeah, over here. 4 turns. Does it just cancel the production? It does, that sucks. That sucks big time. We have to try.
Forward.
They got archers as well, that's the problem. If they weren't archers, I could just attack them and then sit on the cliff. But given they're archers, that's not really so reasonable. I could start turning one of these into a city instead to try and make up for it. Whichever one has the highest production. This one. But I'll have to liberate a city. We'll see how battle goes first. Is that also a harbour here? Yeah, it is. Plenty of arquebusiers already over here, to be honest. Start moving towards the enemy. Got 3 units here. Where are these units gone? Wait. I don't know. Did they drop into one of these armies when they went past? Maybe they did. I should switch this, actually, to the ship. Carrack more important right now. Build a couple of them. See what they do. 6 movement, so much better. Hopefully when these guys go on the ocean, they'll also have 6 movement. Woo! I probably shouldn't build the luxury market here because if I liberate this place, which I probably will, then someone else can get it. Can get my special district. I'm struggling to get to 10,000, but we only need a bit more influence. A couple more pop. Bit more money. 2 more districts, we can get it. Settler made it. Just about. Converting to Persian culture again, that is. We're able to claim these places. I mean, they were theirs before. I'm assuming when I declare war, I'll be on war with the Babylonians as well, of course. Gained 1 more pop. We gained 1 pop everywhere. That should be enough then for the agrarian star. Oh. Oh, we're still processing the turn, okay. It wasn't clear to me that we were processing the turn, so I thought it was over. Siege cannons. There we go. We could get a flintlock. We could unlock the Man of War. Musketeers. I'll go for centralized power first. Partly because it's faster. Okay, we want to declare war now, or do we want to wait a bit? The Persians are all over the place. We've got 1 unit here, 1 unit there, 1 unit here, you know, all this stuff. I'm hoping this city over here, they'll have levies that can defend them, which is why I'm getting this tech, because it improves what levy is. So they should be able to defend themselves against their single random units all over the place. But first, oh shit, they've got more guys heading out from these. These barbarian posts are clearly an issue to keep in mind for the future. Oh, my combat strength is so much lower. I don't know if I can actually do anything about this. I should have headed over here with more force, I guess. All we can do is try. High ground up here would be nice, but the archers are going to be an issue.
Keep up the pace.
In forest, ranged attack is better. In city, also good against ranged attack.
Uh-huh. Sorry. Acknowledged. Forward.
This is a high ground as well, so I guess we sit up here. Right, let's see what we can do. We could charge here and kill these archers. Seems like a good idea. Oh, slash and everything. We're still in the forest here, I think, as well. They're just repositioning. Oh, still big damage even though we're in the forest. We can kill these other archers as well.
Give us strength.
Oh, kill the last guy. Yeah, okay. So quite low on strength now. he not getting involved in this last fight?
Yes.
Okay, it takes another turn apparently. One would hope my city would be able to finish building during this time, but I guess not. Yeah, infinite turns. Right, okay. Let's get our forces into the ocean, heading towards the enemy. Six movement, way better. Right, let's find out if they have the movement when they get into the water as well. Three, okay, it makes sense. The carrack doesn't count for their movement.
Get them on board. Setting sail.
We can just get these things now because the carrack isn't affected by the weather. I think if we invade them, we'll be going through Babylon and then hitting Assur if we can get there in time.
I will listen to you if I must, but know that I resent it.
Their demand is to give, oh. Oh, that's my one. They want me to give Sati, stole my natural wonder. Can I not give in to it? Oh, you can only accept either all of the demands or none. I see. I should refuse the demands, right? Because they're already at 100. And if they declare war on me, they're the ones who lose war eagerness over time, not me. So I can frame it as a defensive war. If they declare war, obviously. Because they're already maxed. Can't go above that. They value garrisons a lot. Makes sense. Okay, well let's save first. Make sure things don't go really weird. Still have 2 civics points as well we can use. Okay, so let's refuse their demands. See what happens. They withdrew them. So now we've got demands, our war support goes back up again. They did get a sudden increase of 20, but they're already on 100, so this is good for us. Now I probably do want to liberate one of these 2 places. Probably this one, because this one is under our influence, this one's not. So if we liberate... Actually, we want to get expansionists first, don't we? Where are we? 1922. So we want it, once these 2 are done, we want to attach them to that to get the star there. Can we attach this here already? Oops. Yeah, attach that. It gives us 20 of 22. When these 2 are done, finish being built, I attach those 2, liberate this. I could disattach it again, to be fair, to keep them. For the resources, which is probably worthwhile. Kind of expensive. Attach them both, get the star, unattach them, liberate this, start building another city over here, if I cannot save this one from the horsemen. Seems reasonable. Got 2 units of gun platforms as well to help the attack. Only have 15 turns left to do it though. Can we cross the rest of this ocean with this guy as well? If he was a carrack, it'd be a lot easier. There's the Rhubarb Kali over here. I could claim the Rhubarb Kali. Highway robbery. We've captured the leader of the gang. But he's a Robin Hood type figure. What will we do? I don't want to execute him. Exile him or exonerate. Which will move me towards collectivism. I think I will exile him. Oh, mercenaries here we can buy. Probably worthwhile. How long do we have them for? Ah, only 20 turns. Okay, so you don't keep them forever. I assume you can't disband them. We have them for 20 turns though, which is the rest of the game. So we can use them to help defend. Down here, these are defenders. Can't click on these for some reason. Defenders. Okay. When you assimilate defending army, you don't get them, like I mentioned, so I can't use that. Look at these Huns having all their troops in the water. Single one armies as well. Centralized power unlocked. Taxation office, halberdiers, drafters, nice. 34 strength for my levies now. There's the builder start. Oh, there you go, 10.4 thousand fame. With another 14 turns to go. We can actually get to the last era before the end. I probably will, just to see. But let's try and get some more stars here. Actually, should we bother trying to get more stars here? Is there a purpose? I'm not likely to get the rest of that star, but I'll try. What does that do? It said it was a boat. Oh, it was literally we got given a boat. Got given privateers. Appears as neutral pirate army, so does not cause grievances. So the others can't tell that it's mine. That's cool. Ah, these guys can upgrade, but I have to move them back one tile. Little awkward. Now crossing this will actually cost them HP? Or not? If it does, that's a little problematic. Can I even cross this in time to fight somebody? Need to move with some speed. Build some more science. Stock exchange. Bunch of useful buildings here. That's 10% money. 23,000, and let's just say, or 2.3 thousand. 23,000 gold to combine these two cities. That's crazy. Makes sense, though. I'll build a bank. to 5,200 per turn for that bank. I'll just station these guys here to defend the capital, I guess. 2 units of arquebusiers just to hold the fort. It's not a massive invasion force, but it's high tech compared to what they've got. $51 gold there. Can we combine these two? We actually can't combine mercenaries with our regular armies. Makes sense. Just hold there. These guys head up to the Rubar Kali. They defend. These guys keep going. They should wait a turn, I guess. The Venter over here. Still able to increase its science output. We should also build a bank here and stuff as well, though. There it is. One more districts. Traders. Oh, another Civic. Movable typeface is allowed for artistic expression. Oh! This is interesting. We can increase our influence at the cost of industry, or our influence at the cost of money. I have a lot of both. That's the thing. Money, I think, is more important to me right now, though. So we'll enact it on Maker's Quarters. So this should now, if we have a look at the yields here. Yeah. Loads of little bits of influence from the Maker's Quarters. Supply lines. Oh, outpost gate roads as well. +1 city cap, that's nice. Patronage. Luxury manufactory, +3 money per adjacent market. Can be built once in the world. The related luxury from the chosen deposit will be named after its city and will bring even greater benefits. Once in the world? Per player? Or... That's amazing. Oh, look at Inventor's Workshop there. +20% science. +2% per saltpeter. That's very strong. But I'll go supply lines for now, because I want that city cap. A battle? Oh yeah. Just forget about it. I can't win this fight. I'm pretty certain. All I can do is defend. If they let the fight end like this, I might be able to heal. Oh, they buggered off. To attack me again. Remind me later. So we lost the fight, but it doesn't actually matter. Oh, it's not growing because the fight is here. So they attacked me again. No high ground anymore. Can I change? Oh, confirm battle. Right. If I go back here, so only one can attack me at a time. We could back up to the high ground, but then they could probably come around for the high ground as well, maybe. I'm not certain. Did a lot of damage. Ooh, look how fucking close this one is. Do I win this fight? There's actually a chance I win the fight here. There's also a chance I die and lose the fight. It says minus 49. Oh, minimum is 65. Oh, we definitely kill them. Come on. Come on! Oh, what a hero! That swordsman just killed 4 units by himself and has rescued our colonization efforts. Still says infinite for some reason. Is that a bug? Infinite until it's finished? Is that because... Was it not finishing because of the city cap? If that's why, I'll be pretty upset. We have to liberate some stuff. Can we get the 22? One more turn to attach these. Alternatively, we could just not do it that way and just wait to attach it over here instead. That might be better. So we want to liberate this city here. If we can. How do we liberate? That is the thing we can do, right? Move capital. Oh, here we go. We can liberate these two. Can we not liberate cities? I thought we could. Ah. If we can't, that's a bit of a problem. I thought we could. Ah. Here it is. Can liberate the city or outpost here. Yeah, we've liberated this place. We start with good relations, which I'll increase as well. They're rebels, apparently. They are aggressive. So we want to be friends with them so they don't attack me. This gives us 6 out of 7 cities, so we can now use our settler and we can finish this hopefully. Still says infinite. Wait for next turn, see if that changes. Ah, it's an island. Does it have any resources? Is it even worth me settling here? Might not be worth me settling on this island, to be honest. Looks like these are islands down here and the actual continent is mostly in the north. Keep moving. We can use the harbour down here to get onto land faster. It's going to take us about 7 turns to reach Babylon. So we don't really have time for this. That's only with some of our forces. It takes 8 turns with the others. So it looks like we don't really have time for this war. Which is unfortunate. One new Civic. Maya forgave a grievance. I'm being plundered. Oh no! I saw Peter over here now. But the city has finished. Thank God. Starts with 133 industry. What does it start with in terms of... It starts with the forge and walls. Barracks. Apothecary. Good stuff, good stuff. I want to attach these places to it as well. 2 turns for that one, then we can attach these 2 as well. Let's get the rest of these resources being exploited. We probably want to make some troops to try and rescue that. They're just archers with horses, so some camels could do it. We haven't got much in the way of population, unfortunately, though. We'll buy 2 camels and hope that's good enough. And then we need to improve the farming here, I guess. That's probably Maker's Quarters area over this way. Where's the city's best farmland? In the south, probably. Actually, I'm curious. If I build the farm here, it doesn't exploit the science, obviously. But if I build a science district here, will it also exploit the science? Yeah. Okay. I'll do both. Apparently I can build a bunch of stuff in 1 turn because of our production advantage, which is nice. Oh yeah, I can build loads of stuff in 1 turn.
I have a...
Can I just go into their land? Yeah, I can.
All hands to speak. Yes.
I guess now we just keep going west with this ship and hope it makes it across the ocean. I guess if we, where is he? He's there. If we were able to build a ship over here, maybe I should have bought a ship from this place first. And send it east, it could meet up, and that could be counted as circumnavigating the world. Yeah, this island is kind of shit.
Up the ramp, onto the ship.
Drop the... Boarding for...
You want to claim the Rubal Kali? May as well. Actually, maybe I shouldn't until the war started. We're actually not going to get the thing for converting the entire continent to our culture. Even though it feels like we're so close, it's inevitable. Not enough turns left. Supply lines, that's 1 more city cap. Nearest star, New Wonder. Loads of trade routes are blocked. 7 of them were blocked somehow.
All hands to station.
Let's get our artillery in range of Babylon.
Raise the mainsail.
Alright, let's see if we can get these guys. How long until that's destroyed? 3 turns. We can't get there in time, but maybe we can rebuild it. Plus, we can probably defend this place with these camels as well. Still 1 more turn till that's done. What infrastructure does it need? It has a harbour, yeah. Yeah, really just needs more districts.
All hands to station. Make full sail.
Right. Caravels all the way up the coast.
Eyes on the way. All still.
Or Carracks. What are they called? Carracks. It's good for patronage to see what that does. Right. How long will it take to get across? If he survives, it'll take him 8 turns. So if he survives, he will make it. Good luck. Build a harbour over here. Buy it out. Find a Carrack. Buy that. And send him to the east. It takes him also 8 turns to get across there. That might be good enough. In case the first guy fails. I'll leave this camels actually just chilling in the Rubok Alley. Try and just defend my stuff down here, I guess. I hope these guys make some mercenaries I can hire. Lots of trade routes are being blocked right now. We can get the last merchant star, I'm pretty sure. Get to 11,000. Let's attach this place. That's the expansionist star there. We can attach this place as well, right? Yeah. Make sure we're exploiting all of this stuff. Can I just click here? Yeah. Exploit that. More iron as well. Exploit that. We want farms over here if we can get them. Okay, let's see what the settler can find.
Make full sail. All hands.
I give you orders, didn't I? This way, my dude. Hold position there. Hold position there. Right, where's our force moving up the coast? We found oh my god. These are all Babylonian forces. They're all with the Maya. Maybe we'll get some fighting sooner than I expected. No, they're allied to them. Wait, what? We're going to end up fighting all of these people. I should probably declare war next turn then, in case the Maya join them and I have to fight the Maya. We're not going to be able to take any cities probably, but we can at least enjoy our high-level units against these much more numerous Babylonian and Persian forces. Hopefully by the coast we can try out the gunboat. Ottomans have reached the early modern era. Is that the Persians have done that? As patronage.
Come to demonstrate your customary lack of tact, have you?
How rude. Consider us vexed. Or they're vexed, rather. So they're the Ottomans now. They've joined my era. Now, let's see what's this gemstone manufactory. Can only be built once in the world. Gemstones harvested from the nearby mines we named after the city and bring even greater benefits. +3 adjacent market quarters. So this is covered in market quarters, so we want to build that, right? Oh, can we build on gem? Can we build the other ones? Sage manufactory. Cannot be done without enough strategic deposits. We don't have enough to do those. But I can do gemstones. What's currently on it? That is just a gemstone. Okay, just a gemstone deposit, I see. See what happens with that. Built the gemstones. So now if I go into trade, gemstones, still called gemstones. See what it does next turn. Okay, lots of Babylonians around here. Get all of our forces onto land. Let's save and see what happens if I declare war. Okay, so we've got 10 turns left. We found a large force to test our metal against. We have lower war support, but we still have some. We demand they join the pyramid scheme. They're the last people, basically, that we need to have join the pyramid scheme. Let us declare war. Ooh! They have given us a lot of grievances all of a sudden. Look at that, what the hell? Okay, can I just, like, close through them all quickly? You just right-click. Okay. Oh my god, look at this. The hate-filled, apparently. The Maya forgave the grievance for being at war with an ally. As did the Ming. Who else was allied to them? Wait, who's the Ming? Oh, they're allied to my other allies as well. I didn't realise. This could have been problematic if everyone declared war on me.
Friend, what can I do for you?
Okay, so let's have a look at
The decision has been taken, and your fate hangs in the balance. We are at war!
We can demand reparations for all of these things.
You only embarrass yourself.
Which is hilarious. I wonder if we have to press these to use it in the war negotiations at the end. Not that we'd notice. So I'm at war with Babylonians. Am I also at war therefore the... Yeah, Persians and Babylonians, okay. Okay, let's give this a go. We're not at war with the Huns, so they're not going to get in the way. If I attack here, they should run. Apparently. Yeah, no surprise there. Hopefully they can actually allow us to take a fight before they just, before the game ends. If they keep running away from our army, we might not be able to fight them. They have a lot of units around here, though, Babylonians. Don't know where the Persian army is. Might want to make some more defenses around here, I suppose. I haven't actually tried this garrison building, so I'm going to build it, see what it does. Well, I built one, but I haven't actually used it in a fight or anything, I mean. So I'll build a couple. Oh, it's this place. Right. You can build a porcelain manufactory. Oh, it can be built once in a while. To each manufacturer can only be built once, but you can control several of them. So if I build porcelain manufacturer, I control the porcelain in the world now. Or the best unique porcelain, I guess I should say. I'm gonna buy some quarters out here, get towards the river. There we go. Build farms all along the river. And then we want fishery, flood irrigation for sure. Much better for food. Oh, reservoirs. Nice. Now I'll just build a bunch of this other regular infrastructure for a bit. This city should grow in no time. We have a event. Ah, this is for exploring far away. Oh no, a ship covered in scurvy. We can overhaul. Oh, swift +2 naval movement, that's great. Or it can experiment on it. I'm gonna overhaul to make them faster, because I want +2 naval movement. That's very useful for us.
Loose the mainsail.
Doesn't affect our transports, it looks like.
Make full sail.
That's unfortunate. They haven't quite burnt this place down yet. But they're going to do it just before I can get there. Let's go for flintlock. How much more gold do we need to get that last star there? 4,000. We get the next turn, then we probably go up to the next era. Or the last era that we can get to. You see now, 5 movement now. He's actually made it and found another encampment. We have time to explore, gotta get around it. He's got 8 movement now though, he can get there in no time. We shall successfully circumnavigate the world. Right, let's see what these guys do. There's the merchant star. A lot of movement around here. Here's a Persian army. 9 turns, we'll head up the coast so we can stay in range of our ships.
Let's do it. Ready? March. That's 1, 3, move. Okay.
Don't know how this gun support works, but I really want to try it. Yeah, still only 3 movement on our settlers.
Loose the mainsail.
We have to have a settle on this island here, or this island over here, probably. Well, I can also build a marble manufactory. So if I look at the trade here,
Friend, you look well.
it just says gemstone. I don't really know what that thing does. Maybe like only other people can see it. Plus 225 money from Life of Luxury. It's from all my luxury resources, I guess. My vassals are actually giving me some money now. It's not a whole lot though. Plus 10% money here. Woo! Inventor's Workshop. Check out science. 900 up to 1,138. That's a good one. Oh, come on. You can do it.
Setting safe. I'm on it.
Have I done it? Does that consider it circumnavigated? I didn't get the thing. Oh shit. How does it count it? Circumnavigate the world. I feel like I've done that. Is it because it has to be like straight across? It can't be up and across like this? Doesn't make much sense. Maybe it's next turn I get it? Uncertain. But I will go up to the next area now. We'll confirm the last area for 9 turns. Who should we be? Right, so let's have a look through our options. We've got Persians. They can build districts, this special district anywhere. Gives your units extra land and naval speed. That's really cool. Good for a large empire that spans great distance. Austro-Hungarians. Oops. Stability, influence. The British. Expansionists now. We are not interested in the possibility of defeat. Colonial riches. Plus 5% money per number of territories on capital. Plus 5% science per number of territories on capital. But you can't, presumably you can't combine like colonies over here with the capital, can you? Guess you wouldn't necessarily need to. Colonial office. Plus 10 money for liege per adjacent district. Plus 2 money for liege. What? What? I don't get it. That sounds like you build it if you are... Oh, can only be built in other civilizations' territories when you are their liege. Once per territory. Right, okay. I was gonna say, that makes a lot more sense. I quite like that. That's hilarious. Also, they can make redcoats. The French. Plus 20% science. Or just anywhere. That's really good. Cuirassiers. Plus 1 science per pop. The Germans. Militarist, no surprise there. U-boats. Italians. It's just the modern era, right? Mexicanos. Mexicans, they tried to bury us. They didn't know we were seeds. It's pretty good. They're agrarian, yeah. 20% food. Russians. Units per number of territories on all cities. So the more territory you have, the better they are, basically. And obviously they're pretty aggressive. Siamese, floating markets. They're builders again. Zulus. Military with Impi again. I'm kind of liking the look of the British. This is possibly because I am British, and it feels good to end with your own culture, I guess. But also, I want to see how good this is and how good this is, since I actually have 2 vassals. This is one of the times where you can actually test this. Looks like it gives them extra money, but also me, obviously. And they are expansionist. Can instantly purchase adjacent outposts or attached territories. You can just buy your neighbor's territories. That seems pretty broken. I like it. It says there's a... I'm just looking at this special power for the aesthete focus. And it says tourism yields increase economy gains from influence control by 100%. There's economy gains from having influence control? I haven't seen what that does. I haven't seen the effects of that. Because I have control of a lot of stuff. Let's become the British anyway. Oh! Did the game end? What? No! I didn't... Bugger! I didn't want to end the game. If you go to the last era, it ends the game immediately. Okay. I'm not done yet. Right, we'll have lost whatever we did that turn, unfortunately. Right, so we're back down here again. Let us continue on our way up to the city. Here's their defense force.
Yes, sir. Drop the
Our settler.
Yes.
I don't know what we were building in these places. Oh yeah, we had another monopoly we could start. And woo! Another 1,000 science there. That's crazy. Build a fort, whatever. Taxation office. I also wanted to see what happens if we choose a religion over here. But I'll do that before the end.
Setting sail.
Ah, there we go. Oh no, I found another wonder. There's another one over here. Interesting. There's Flintlock. We've now unlocked the Man of War, one of my favourite ships. I love that it's called that. Another sick point. Sold more resources. Right. Ah, their armies continue to march towards us down this way. You can actually upgrade these to arquebusiers because they're in... sorry, to musketeers because they are in... my allies' territory. So if we go down here with these guys continue to head up. These guys attempt to fight these bozos over here. Let's see what happens with this. Now they run again. Cowards! Interestingly, we lose the movement points to both the armies, including the army that wasn't even involved in the attack. I don't know how I feel about that. It's really awkward to try and chase someone who has lots of units spread out and they retreat. I mean, it costs them war score, right?
Perhaps we have some common ground.
So they are losing some. So that makes up for it, basically, I guess. Because that's a problem with Endless Legends, it's the way that works. Oh, we can upgrade here as well. No, we can't. I was going to say, a bit weird.
All right.
So we want to use up all of our movement points first if we can help it, to try and gain as much ground as possible. There's no way they'll agree to take a fight here.
I'm on it.
I want to keep these ships in range of these guys for fire support, however that works.
This proposition should be in all our
Cultural
best
agreement.
interests.
I must ask my people. This will be a blessing for all parties. I accept.
I think that this calls for a celebration.
This just improves the proximity. Oh, they founded their own, or another one just appeared here. In independent peoples. Oh, I suppose I could just then, oh, no, I can't patronize them. It's just an outpost right now. In which case, I think let's stop it. 7 turns, though. So, did they actually build it, or did it just come up by itself? That's the question. Is it worth just building another wonder for more fame? They've all been claimed except for some of these top 2. It might be worth it just to get a bit more fame. Great Pyramid's down to 12 pop. Let's make Tokubi Palace. Drop 9 pop for it. May as well. Build a bit more farmland for them. Plus 20 fortification. Grain silos.
Loose the mainsail.
$7,000 gold per turn now. We want the Great Pyramid to build. More infrastructure, I guess. Oh yeah, definitely. We should be able to finish. Oh, we can finish the tech tree easily. I want to know what happens then, since we can't air it up at the game ending. So what happens if we have every technology we can get in an era? That is the question.
All hands to station.
What's that? Oh, saffron. Little horse ranch there. We'll get 10 food there. 19 food over here. That's quite good. How do we finish this circumnavigate the globe thing? I feel like I've done it. I mean, I definitely have done it. With the exception, I suppose, I never crossed this section. I just have a map of it. I guess that could be it. That's kind of hard to keep track of, though. I don't know how anyone would ever keep track of that. It's lagging a bit from all the movement. All these units struggling a bit. If we go here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, we can transfer 4 units. Can we do this? Yeah. Transfer most of these into the main army. I'll give them the cavalry as well. Maybe move them a bit closer. Do we have fire support for this? Will they take the fight? Come on. They're not running? Right, they have a lot of reinforcements. It's all swordsmen now. 1 unit of horsemen. No support. Looks like my ships aren't close enough. That's a shame. So I can't try it out here. But we can attack the city in a sec. We'll see what happens there. It says both sides are evenly matched. Nice. We get an actual proper fight on our hands. Just mostly against spearmen. So that's his flag. Are these where his reinforcement points are in the fight? So this is where they'll spawn, I guess. Right, well the first things first is we obviously want our gunners up on the hill. They have a range of 4. Not bad. Heavy cavalry, probably on the flanks. Units are weaker on the river, right? Crossing river, yeah. These guys aren't considered crossing river there, are they?
Let's go! Let's go!
Yes, they are.
Advance.
They are here as well. This isn't fully up. It's not entirely up to date, this. We consider the attack up, but we've got better range than them. So if we sit on the opposite side of the river, like this, they'll have to cross the river to attack us. And because I've got the range of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is quite far, they'll be forced to come across the river even though I'm the aggressor. That's my thoughts. Oh, it's spawned a lot of units. Oh, look how big this battlefield has gotten. It's giant. It's all the way back over to here. This fight can last 6 turns of the game. That's crazy. So, can they shoot that? No, outside the sight range. Okay. I thought that would be the case. Wanted to check. Oh, I thought those were gunners. Whoops, my bad. First things first is to already have these guys start shooting and moving forward. Right, so that's 55 combat strength against 31. Oh no. This is gonna be a little one-sided, isn't it? Flag is considered contested, I guess. I should move them further forward. They shouldn't shoot from there. So if I move them up this way.
Stay together. Move it. Set elevation. Fire!
That's very satisfying. I can't lie. Oh, okay, it shows how far through the fight you are with that little thing there. This guy hasn't fired yet, so we should move these guys a bit further forward. If we hold this sort of flank here with our halberdiers, we can move them up to this. Okay, so I can't target back because it's blocked by line of sight, but you can fire over friendlies, just not over enemies. That's outside line of sight? Does the flag block line of sight? Interesting, interesting. Okay. These guys haven't shot yet either. Yeah, it looks like the flag does block line of sight, interestingly. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4, if we go here. Oh, did we already tag? Oops, I thought we hadn't. My bad. And my cavalry still have stuff to do. I'm gonna move them over this way.
Onward.
Oh, they're moving. Needs to be more clear that it was their turn, I feel like. Oh! The characters are considered reinforcements. But they can't come in? Oh, they are within the range. How come they... Okay, they're not a support unit, I guess. Okay. My bad, my bad. Here's the thing. Can they move out of the fight? No. They are locked in the fight. How rude. My computer does seem to start struggling a bit with movement when there's a lot of stuff. I mean, it's still pretty good, but it's a little choppy. A little slow for them to decide what they're doing as well. Alright, my turn. Oh, I see the colours changed to make it clear that it's your move. I hope, because you can actually exit the fight, right, and do other stuff. I'm hoping that they have like a little ding sign to tell you when it's your turn to move in a fight, because you might be doing other stuff, you know? Right, we actually have... various reinforcements. Oh, they're considered part of this fight as well. Didn't realise. So if we bring in these guys, this Karak, what can it do? It's a gun platform. It has a range of 4, so we can't actually get much use out of it. Is it possible for us to go outside the area? No. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we can't leave the area.
Make full sail.
Gun platform. Okay. Whatever, I guess the characters can't actually do too much this fight. So we can bring in some more units if we want to. I guess this army is considered to be used as attack this turn anyway, so there's little reason not to. We just bring in some more knights.
Get ready. Attack.
fire at the horsemen because they're in the camp this time. That's them down. Fortunately, we're a little bit blocked for the rest of them. Over here, we can shoot these guys. We can. Oh, here we can.
Advancing the artillery.
Oh, look how much stuff they've got. Wait, did they already attack? My bad. Oh, they can't attack if they've crossed a river. Or can they not move and attack? No, they definitely can move and attack. We saw that.
For your country!
Nice. I guess they need a movement point left over to be able to attack. And if they cross the river, that stops that. Let's see what's over this way.
Will do.
Nothing, it looks like. Should we claim the flag? Actually, I don't think we want to claim the flag because we'll be given victory in the fight, right? Which will end the fight, but they won't kill their units, it'll just force them back. Which means they'll get to live. We want to kill them all, so we don't want to claim the flag yet. Alright, let's go do something else for a sec while they're figuring out what they're doing. Save a bit of time. If we attacked over here, we would have the ships involved. Only one ship, though. They could also bring in more troops back there, so maybe I don't want to risk it. Do I bring this back up? Yeah, a bit cleaner. Right, we'll use these guys to mop up, I think, the lower HP enemies. Okay. They stuck. Yeah, they're light cavalry, they might not be stuck, but heavy cavalry gets stuck. Ah. Blocked by friendlies? I'm not certain why we can't shoot there. Shoot them. Wait, why can't my horses attack there?
That's not possible.
That's weird.
Stay together.
Oh, is it a fortification there? Ah. Confused by this, because I could shoot over my... Oh, because that was on a hill. So you can't shoot over your own guys. But if you're on a hill, you can, if they're below you. That's cool. That's really cool. Unfortunately, these guys can't do anything, so all I can do with them is defend. I need to find out what the hotkey is for that defend button. Gonna bother me otherwise. Alright, let's do other stuff. Military stuff, we're killing enough stuff. We'll get the settler on this island, I think. Before we run out of time to use it.
Taking the watch as ordered.
Well, lots of options for harbours here. We'll go for that one. Ah yes, and we have our city over here. Can build a bunch of those unique districts. Honestly, this... Oh, the Visigoths are here. So the city is actually going to end up quite large, to be honest. Oh, we can finally trap the camels. Hurrah! Apparently they have strong combat strength, but I want to try them. Move back a bit.
I'm on it. Get moving.
+5 from anti-cavalry. Do we have charge with both of these guys? No, I don't. Okay.
Have at them.
Oh, there's the bows. Can I choose to go that way, please? I don't get surrounded.
Keep up the pace. Forward!
Okay, we'll kill these archers.
To arms.
Hit these horses. Yeah, they are pretty great for anti-cavalry. Can't be lied. Right, let's check out the other battle again. Guys are still holding strong. Oh, next turn. Okay, we had all the turns for this. All the fight this turn. I wonder if I guess if you have a battle, I was wondering about battles with ships. Like, if the enemy hasn't got like artillery or whatever, they can't actually hit your ships.
Onward to victory.
But having said that, that's what the flag is there for, I guess. Because they just capture the flag, even if they can't kill the ships. I'm going to start a battle here as well, just to see. I think they have a large advantage here, but... because they might have more guys to bring in back there. Oh, maybe not. How's the war score looking?
Come to demonstrate your customary lack of tact, have you?
Hasn't changed much yet. Oof. Not much for these guys to do, to be honest, except for head back the way I came. Circumnavigating the world might require a single particular unit, or ship in this case, to cross the entire ocean by itself, rather than just fill out the map to have one cross-section across, because that's what it normally is in these games, but maybe in this one it's not. Which is pretty cool. Makes it more interesting as a fame achievement, I think. Steal more population? How dare they? He's going to attack me here. I'll attack him. No, he runs. I say that was weird. So what do I do with science now? Oops. There's literally nothing I can research. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's finish this battle.
Open fire!
Can I not hit those? Blocked by enemy units, right? Right. Oh, they can shoot them there, even though there's a friendly unit in the way. I'm not entirely certain about this line of sight thing. I'm a little confused by it still.
Alright.
Musketeers cannot move and shoot the same turn, looks like. I swear I already have once, though.
Forward.
Charge! Right. Forward!
I think that's everything they have. No? In battle, they have one potential reinforcement. We killed 23 units in this battle. That's a military star and a half, that is. Aerostar, yeah, military star. No surprise there. So here's what I want to know is, that was a large battle, so that should have had a large effect on the war score, right?
You are not welcome here. Not now, not ever.
-8 from one loss, so the size of the battle doesn't actually matter. I guess that makes some amount of sense, such that it scales up. And you do have the disadvantage of having... Oh yeah, they were in that fight, weren't they? You do have the disadvantage of you've lost a lot of troops, so future losses are likely as well. So I guess that makes sense. I can forgive that. Let's get a saffron manufactory. I won't get all the unique luxury things. If only I knew what it really did. There's the lead manufactory. Only to kill a small amount more for the last military star. Send these guys around, 'cause why not? Oh, sometimes the scroll, the click scroll stops working, which is a little annoying. But what do you need for builder stars? Oh, we got all of those now. Thinking what else we can use our money to do before the end. We can't buy population. We can't really expand enough, not enough time. Gula kebab. Converted to a pyramid scheme. I want to be close enough for my ships to get involved in a fight, so I'm actually going to head north and ignore these guys. These knights need a bit of healing, to be honest. Now, if I attack this city, it's actually in a very defensible spot, because we're on the south side. So it's actually kind of hard to attack the city from this direction, which is quite fun. Oh, I can't move very quickly because of this guy giving zone of control against me, which is really annoying. And if I attack him with these guys, these people will be involved in the fight, which I don't want. And they'll be just as caught off. That is how it works, right? Just to double check, I'll make sure. 4 or 4 movement on this guy. If this guy attacks... Yeah, he's lost all his movement points. But he can attack again to get rid of this guy. I've used up these guys' movement points, whoops. Don't want to do that. Oh, I used up my fleet's movement points as well. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. I'm going to attack the city from this low ground, which is like a terrible, terrible idea. Specifically to see how weak it is. I want to see, like, can it turn this fight even though my tech is so much higher.
Here?
That is of interest to me.
I will listen to you if I must, but know that I resent it.
This is interesting. Why is it still triggering grievances? Like, attacked me. Yeah, around here. That should be triggering grievances, should it? From 2 recent grievances, okay. Because we're at war. Like, attacking shouldn't cause grievances, right?
All together now.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Right, let's try out this instant city build thing. We'll be gaining coffee, which is nice. There we go. Starts with 139 industry. Bunch of completed things. Immediately the copy's been bought. Also allows us to make coffee manufacturing, actually. And an ebony. Should have done that instead. There we go. Build a harbour. Build some cavalry. To claim some more territory quickly. Not amazing territory for most stuff, but... So a lot of money in the late game can really allow you to found cities quick. No surprise there, I suppose. It's hard to resist pressing the button. It's just so easy and cheap. I'll say I want to add these territories to it. Really, though, rather than build everything over here. Can't attach those cities to it, no. Okay. Oh, look. The purples have become the English, and they have built an outpost up there now as well, for pearls. That's useful. That's pretty useful. Honestly, building more districts in this game is kind of addictive. But that's sort of what they want. Oh, army wages. Get less money, but we get more combat strength and ransacking. Don't really want to use that on at all, to be honest, because I want to stay on this ideology. But I don't want to pick the weaker strength. Let's choose an industrial production one, I guess. Do you want to go towards a stability, more industry, or more money? Probably more money. Still winning some wars. Purchase more of my stuff. Let's move these guys closer towards the rest of my armies. Join them together, finally. Looks like we're going to have a proper battle on our hands over here as well. Exciting. What's the best way to do this? I want to threaten their city, get closer to it. So I guess we'll go this way. Now they run, of course. But next turn, perhaps. Maybe we can get a proper fight here. I like how they are bringing all their guys over here into one area to confront me. Honestly, they might actually have quite a large army.
Hello, hello. I always look forward to our conversations.
I can't demand they join the war, unfortunately. But presumably because they're allied to them. Just build a bunch of infrastructure here. Build a bunch of infrastructure here as well, particularly the science one. How are my colonies doing over this way? Look at that, 400 industry, 500 gold. The city hasn't even been here for very long, but with the amount of money I've got to build districts instantly, it's crazy. Another harbour. I could buy like loads more stuff and cover this place, but no real need, to be honest. Get some infrastructure down in this place. So we can say we have. How is our influence doing, actually? Pretty well. Cannot convert these islands, though. There's only 7 turns left in this thing. If we can't force them into a big war soon, we're not going to be able to try it out. Into a big battle, rather. They're abandoning this area. I think we just attack Babylon. So we can try out ships, if nothing else. City only has levies, citizens. It does have citizens, which are alright. 20 strength. Maybe not, but let's assault it. No need to wait for siege equipment. We've been building a trebuchet, which isn't even very strong right now. Start with a lot of troops. Leave these knights back here. They're considered outside the battle area. They actually are. How big is the battle area then? Quite large. I'm bringing these ships. I'm put my cavalry back here because they're too weak right now to use, to be honest. Move these guys up this way. So can I shoot up here? I can. They get high ground and fortification, building cover. They have a lot of defenses, but my muskets are so much stronger than the citizens it doesn't matter. But what I want to do is bring in my Carracks to see how good they are.
Loose the mainsail.
It requires line of sight, it looks like, because it can't hit these guys. So it damages the palisades as well as the citizens, not specifically just the units. So the palisades are on fire now. It's not terribly clear.
Yes.
Bring them up this way. For whatever reason, this guy does significantly more damage. He can actually kill them. So if I destroy the palisades here,
Let's get him!
if I can. Fortified city's got 100. It's got so it hasn't got anything in there anymore. I believe. What about this guy? Privateers ranged or?
No way.
No, privateers are not ranged. Okay.
Yes, sir. Let the water run red.
But
Clear and
gunpowders don't damage the walls, just the artillery type attacks. Okay. Cross into the fortifications. Can they attack there? They actually can. They no longer have the palisade defense either, because I'm inside it. If I bring these guys up, can they shoot? They can shoot. They probably haven't got line of sight actually on here, have they? They can't attack at all. What's their movement points? It's still quite high. I don't get it. Sometimes when the units move, they can't attack. And sometimes they can. I can't tell what the difference is. Right, well let's just take the city. Being on high ground is obviously very, very strong. This would be very hard to attack from this direction if they actually had more troops there. They have gunpowder? Oh, crossbows, I was going to say. They actually have reinforcements in the north side I hadn't known about. I should have checked that. This fight got a lot more interesting. Although I've actually taken the flag, so it doesn't matter. If they can't retake it. I've ruined the enjoyment. Oh, it's at the end of the last round? Oh yeah, right. Okay. So we're good. Okay, so let's sail around the north side.
Make full sail.
Let's go!
Interestingly, the Carracks do, they have 41 strength, these guys. My muskets have 40. I guess it's just all the bonuses, like having nearby allies that give me the ridiculous damage advantage.
All hands proceed. Charge!
Oops. Ah, that's fine.
The enemy.
Bombard the enemy from the north. Can they fire at these guys? No. Didn't think they'd be able to. +5 against cavalry, so they should be destroy them. Crossbows don't take extra damage from being Can I shoot them? Yeah, they don't take extra damage from being attacked in melee crossbows. If I recall.
Take position. Position the.
Do they have anything left? Yeah, they have 3 units left somewhere.
Yes.
See what our privateer can find, if anything. Do you get points for shooting them in the back? I wonder. Oh, it's outside their firing site. Why? For some reason, if I go up here, they lose that line of sight. Some of these. Oh, is that because that's a forest? I gotta say, what things are forests in fights is extremely unclear.
Let them. Send them to the depths.
Now that I know that it's there, it might be okay.
Check range. Fire. Charge!
They have cavalry somewhere, right? Yeah, you got 1 unit cavalry somewhere.
All together now. Yes. Moving heavy weapon. Ready.
Babylon has been occupied. Oh, look, they actually had allies here. Can't have your allies fight in the same battle, though, clearly.
We would all benefit from growing closer, don't you think?
Scientific agreement. Empire share visions, technology researched. No, that's
I must think.
not useful for me. Oh, I have to reject it, don't I? Right, we have... Oh, that's Babylonian territories all up there from this place. So what does this do for the
You
war
are not
support?
welcome here. Not now, not ever.
It actually doesn't affect the war support. It says loss in battle, but not... Is that what the grievance is? This is interesting. Attacking their vassal increases their war support. But their vassals
So
will support.
nice to hear from you.
That's going down, but I can't do anything with it. That's kind of weird. Wait, what's happened here? Has that become a city? It has become a city. Oh. If you attack a city belonging to a tribe like this, you just get it. That's good to know. Ah, shit, we've got population with which to buy more troops to defend it. So that's unfortunate. Incredibly, we can make a silk manufactory here as well, which is hilarious. I'm going to build a garrison and buy it so I can defend this place more easily. 1,000 money here now. We actually have a force coming down. Oh, that's the purple ones, that's why. Get the colours mixed up. They continue to run away. We only have to kill like 3 more for the last military star. A Civic backlash. Ah. Modify higher army cost. Stability cost for that. Interesting. Right, let's get these guys inside the city. Upgrade them, allow them to heal. Need to move these guys forward. These guys need to get into the city as well, to be honest.
Field weapons forward.
Come to demonstrate your customary lack of tact, have
Plus
you?
20 grievances still. Oppressing loads of faithfuls, apparently. Has their religion been fighting back? Their religion has actually been pushing back. Surely I produce more faith than them. 243. What have they got? 40. 40. 15. It's got to be like the influence I can put over there is just kind of awkward. It's kind of hard for my faith to spread that way, I guess. You can't ignore this, right? But what if you're playing multiplayer and you run out of time? If you have like a timer system. Because that has to be in the game, right? You could just not choose one. Or maybe it would choose one. It would always choose refuse by automatic. Little stage manufacturing. Is the Great Pyramid dropping population still? No, it's just quite low for some reason. Game is about done. Can I kill 3 more units before it's over?
Patrolling. All still.
Oh yay, another error star. We actually got to 12,000. The English are over here now for some reason. Yeah, I love to expand. Right, this is the final turn. This is the end. As they say. Oh, I can't attack there. Can I attack here? Yeah. Will they fight me? Look at their reinforcements. Does it change? Looks like they will actually fight me for one final battle. A bold choice. They actually have several more reinforcements have arrived. Oh. Okay. Fair enough.
Is there some reason you warrant my time, let alone...
So defeating your vassals actually increases their war support, it doesn't drop it. That's probably to stop people from having, like, if their vassal's really far away, they lose a war because their vassals get beaten up when they're not even at the fight. It's probably a good idea. Lots of osmosis over here, because we're in their land. So we can see how that works then. It forces people to change their ideologies. Sure. I don't mind that, to be honest. Okay, so this is actually the last turn of the game, so I'm going to save before we finish. End of game 1. Save. So close to that final error star there, but 12,000 is pretty good. Now I want to see what happens if I take that religious, sorry, that civic thing here, the irreligion. I believe we'll lose our religion, right? Secularism, state atheism, but this says we'll reimburse the points. 25% faith on territories under religion's influence. If territories follow state religion. So, I don't really get that. Does it increase the faith generation is the question, basically, I have. We'll lose the religion, obviously. But Angkor Wat produces 255 food. Will that drop to 0 from no faith? Or will it go up? Because our faith generation stays, which I don't have a religion. That's what I want to know. Enact. So, religion... We're now an atheist. Your faith is equal to your influence in your territories. You're changing your state religion to atheism, end of the Reformation. Takes 5 turns. So currently pyramid scheme is controlled by them, not me. Right. I'm maintaining my stuff because the faith is still here. Okay. Don't really understand that, to be honest. Right, we've jumped back to having control of our religion. Oops, wrong button. So, if we chose the other one, I think we just lose any influence on faith. We keep what we have, but... So if I enact secularism, we lose access to the faith screen entirely. But we keep the religion, we just can't see it. What I don't like about that is, so it makes sense. We no longer take part in religion because we've said state and stuff where, you know, state and religion is different. Can't change it back. But presumably the spread of religion is still important because of things like the way our, because we're still being affected by the religion here, right? We still have faith production, we still have the tenets, clearly. our things are still making science, right? But if someone else converted us to a different religion, we would lose this. So I think we should still be able to see religion, even if we can't interact with it. I may be misunderstanding something here, but I feel like being able to see the spread of religion is still important. Even though you can't affect it, it still matters. Presumably, we'll also get converted over time. And I guess it still spreads pressure, right? I feel like we should still be able to see religion. Even if we can't do anything with it. Anyway, that's the end of the OpenDev scenario. 150 turns. Done pretty well. A lot more faith than everyone else. 8,500 gold per turn. Almost at 10,000. Control a lot of the map. The yellow and purple guys here are my vassals. Just spread out quite a lot of land as well. We managed to find the new world. Settle one pretty large city on it as well. Good stuff.
Hold still.
End turn. Mythic rule of the Kahanians. We can adopt British to end it, I think. Confirm. There we go. This is cool, shows us each of the eras and how we did on each era. For fame. Oh, these are how many deeds we found in each era, so we found 3 here. Look at these 3 stars, look at that. Got loads of stars in the ancient era. Classical era. Puppet Master becoming a liege. Another set of 3 stars there, pretty good. Medieval Age. This is where we got some serious amount of money. Or 4 3 stars there. Might be our best one. Early modern, we stayed as the same guys. 4 legendary deeds. That was our last stage there, basically. 12,012 points. In 3rd place was the Achaemenid Persians, who we were invading at the end there. We have 3,000 fame. Is that 1,000? Oh, their best era. They got that much in the medieval era as their best era. 2nd place is our allies, of about 4,000 fame. And finally, we have 12,012, the perfect number, I think. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Well, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. Still some things to investigate. That was our first game ever playing Humankind, so there's plenty more things to try out. But I'm really looking forward to the game. It looks really interesting. A lot of unique innovations on this style of game that we haven't seen in a while, I think. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.